sisters in Christ. I'll be bringing a theme today, and the theme will be a pastor pressing in Christ Jesus through the world of diversity. You'll be finding this in Philippians 3:13 and 14. And it reads, "Brother, I count not myself to apprehend, but self to apprehend it. But this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth for those things which are before. I press toward a mark for the prize of a high calling in God in Christ Jesus." Just to give you a little history of this Paul that we're talking about in this lesson ain't always been this Paul. Paul was once the type of person that was trying to bring down the church of Christ, you know, and the believers and the followers of Christ. But one day on the road, on to Damascus, he heard a voice, and that changed his whole life. That same Saul on the road to Damascus now has been converted into Paul, and now he's trying to uplift the church of Christ. So what he's telling me right here, now, Paul and the Philippians had a good relationship. The Philippians loved Paul, and Paul loved the Philippian church. And what he was doing, he was writing this letter to them of thanks. But a while back, Paul was arrested in Jerusalem, and they lost track of him for 2 years. But then when they heard out where Paul was in prison in Rome. And while in prison, he wrote 4 epistles. The 4 epistles, they named them the epistles of prison. They was Ephesians, Philippians, Galatians, and Philemon. And so right now, Paul is trying to thank the Philippians for what they did and try to encourage them to keep on believing and keep on trusting and depending on in the Lord. Paul is saying that he hadn't arrived there yet. So many of the saints feel comfortable in their everyday life. They think that they know it all, and but if they just give a little time to the Christian life and have it down where they shouldn't be too complicated, forgetting those things which are behind. Paul is saying that right here that he's whittling down his life to a certain point. Okay, he's not going to let the past, affect his future. So he's pressing forward. He's leaving the past and his mistakes behind, and he's not letting it handicap him for the future. He lives in the present and anticipating of the future. While he was growing in the Lord, the prize of a high calling in God in Christ Jesus. This prize is not really an earthly reward, but it is to be caught up and be in the presence of Christ. It is sometimes translated as the upward call of God. We are going to be in his presence, and we are going to be like him. These things are in the future. We don't run for salvation. Salvation is not the prize. Either we have Christ or we don't. Either we trust Christ or we don't. So salvation is through the faith in Christ. It is a gift, and the gift is different from a prize. For by grace we are saved through faith, and not of yourself. It is a gift from God. It is not of works, lest any man should boast. You'll find that in Ephesians 2:8 and 9. But salvation is not won by a race, but it is a gift which is accepted. So in closing, I would just like to, when I read this here, I seen my pastor. I seen him. I ain't been with you quite 50 years, Pastor, but I've been there a half. And I see you have been an inspirational to me, the El Bethel family, and we just want to encourage you to keep on keeping on and doing God's will, God's way. And my prayer is that he will continue to strengthen you and Sister Monroe, and y'all keep on doing God's will. Thank you.
Give me just a minute, please. I have a special request from our shepherd. Reverend Dr. Rosalie Monroe Jr. has requested that Deacon David Monroe lead the next selection.